Hello. I'm on slightly uneven ground, so I may fall over. And I'm also in a slightly different spot to normal. I'm trying to stay out of the sun, which is blowing out my contrast. And being the consummate professional that I am today for 5 minutes, I thought I'd move. And I'm hopefully out of the wind a little bit as well, but I won't know that until I'm editing, and it'll be a surprise to us both. So I have wet finished my Vein of Opal scarf, so I can now wear it. It does need a press. Everything needs a press. I can't be bothered pressing anything at the moment. So that's not good. Told you about the wind, didn't I? I'll hold that with both hands. There we go. So that has, it's not, you know, if you saw last week's video, you're probably thinking that's not hugely different. It has bloomed and it has settled. I'll try and find a flat bit to show you perhaps. Perhaps. Remember when I was saying I was a consummate professional? I didn't mean it. So it has bloomed. It's filled in the gaps a little bit. All of the colours are just doing beautiful things. I'm very excited about it. I love how the fringe came out. Let me show you the fringe if I can in the wind. So the fringe looks amazing in my view. I should probably trim off the little tufty bits, but I probably won't because this is for me. I trim off the tufty bits if I'm putting things up for sale. I tend not to bother if it's for me. So I can actually wear this now because this is mine. So I'm going to pop this on and leave my hands free to show you what's on the loom, because what's on the loom is the same as last week, and I'm going to go and get that. But first, I'm going to put my scarf on. It's the same as last week. I did not get much weaving time this week. I will explain why in a minute, but I'm just going to go over there because that's where the loom is. So 1 second. I haven't fallen over yet. Oh, I nearly did though. So this is the same as, oops, my headle's gone. My headle's gone haywire. It's the same as it was last week. I have not woven as much. That's a hair, excuse me. So that's how it's looking. This is the Gang Gang Cockatoo from Changeling Coloured Yarns, warp and weft. I haven't even finished the shuttle that I was using last week. So I have a ways to go. I have about that much to go. Again, I haven't measured it. And I've done about that much, also haven't measured that. So it is coming along. It's not coming along very quickly. That's okay. These things take the time they take. And I have, you know, I've been working and stuff. And my weekend was taken up with something else, which I'll show you in a second. I'm just going to put this down now that I've flashed it at you. You can have a bit of a longer look if you like. There it is. It's coming out sort of like a faux tartan at the moment, which I'm quite enjoying. I don't know that this line-up will continue to line up when I change my shuttle, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. So I'm going to put this back down. I'm going to try not to trip over myself, and then I'll talk about what I did on the weekend. Excuse me for just one moment. Okay, all right. Okay, hello. There's a plank of wood here. I think it's an old gate. Anyway, I'm standing on something I probably shouldn't be standing on. However, last week I was watching The Giddy Stitcher. Hi, Michelle, if you're watching. And she was talking about getting ready for 24 hours of cross stitch, which was an event, slow down, that happened last weekend. Yes, okay, good. My sentences are making sense. I'm never quite sure. Anyway, the last time Michelle made a video about 24 hours of cross stitch, I thought if I'd known about that in advance, I might have played along. And this time I did know about it in advance, albeit only 2 days in advance. So I thought I'll give it a go. So the idea behind it is that you do 24 hours of cross stitch over 3 days. You can either do 24 hours straight through. Some people don't sleep. I don't know how or why, but they don't. And that's fine. That's a challenge they've set for themselves. Couldn't be me. Or you can do, you know, the 8 hours a day, or you can do 10 hours or whatever, however you want to add it up. Now, did I do 24 hours of cross stitch over the weekend? No, I didn't, because I knew I wouldn't, for one. I'm just getting my excuses in early here, but I work on weekends, so I knew that I wasn't going to have the free time because I've got work, I've got life stuff. I mean, the wheels fell off Saturday in the most spectacular fashion. So I only did an hour's worth on Saturday. So over the whole weekend I did 12 hours, which to be fair is about 10 hours more than I probably would have done. And I worked on the poppy. So I'll show you what it looked like last week before I started. Well, not before I started the whole thing, but before I started the 24 hours of cross stitch. So this is what it looked like when I showed you last week. And here's how it's looking now. And there is visible progress if you look real close, because mostly what I did was white and beige and cream. So I've got quite a lot in on this petal here. It's actually showing up not badly on camera. It doesn't show up very well in photographs. I've done a little bit on the background up here, a little bit on the background there. So it is coming along. So it was a good time. I don't know where I was going with that. It was a good time. I had fun. Very social, chatting with a lot of people about what they were working on and where they were up to, and, you know, progress shots and everything. And that was a lot of fun. And it also meant that I got stuck into these petals that I have been avoiding because they look more complicated than they are. When you look at the chart, it looks kind of bitsy and unpleasant to stitch. It's not if you really look at it and do it. So it was a good push to actually get stuck into these petals. So this is coming along. I don't know how much longer this is going to take me. A while. I don't know if I'm going to have anything on this for next week because I need to tell you, I have ordered fabric for the big frog that I was talking about last week. So last week, if you missed last week's video, that's fine, I'm not offended, but I was talking about a pattern that I'd bought for like a big frog pillow. It's going to be about that long, I think, that big, I don't know. Anyway, I've ordered fabric for it. So what you need to know is that when that fabric arrives, I will be dropping everything to make Big Frog. So the weaving will go to one side, the cross stitch will go to one side, Big Frog. So maybe next week I will have Big Frog for you because that fabric should be arriving tomorrow or Friday. I'm not sure which. But that is all I have for you this week. I've got quite a lot on next Wednesday, but we'll see how I get on. So maybe there will be a next week, maybe there will not be a next week. I mean, there will generally, in the grand scheme of things, be a next week. Whether or not there will be a video next week, not sure. We'll see what I can come up with and we'll see what I can squeeze in. So, stop talking, you're not making any sense. You take care of yourself, have a lovely rest of your week, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.